Beautiful Monday here on the job. I'm gonna get the track steer out of the way here real quick, and I got the D5 sitting down here around the corner. I don't know if you can see it down there yet. I got the 5 down here around the corner, and I'm gonna start pushing this dirt up the hill as best as possible and working on this hump. And then so I'm gonna work on today. I'm hoping to have her wrapped up today, very much so. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and kick the blade over. I'm just gonna kind of use the corner of the blade and just kind of shove this stuff up around to where the track steer's at, and then get it as flat as possible. And then I'll move the dirt around the corner there and level this out and start working my way down the hill this way. So that is the plan for today. The plan. The plans are subject to change depending upon the part of the plan not planned upon. I'll never say about my stuff is it's too small. Anyway, I'm getting up there. I gotta keep eating away over here, try to bring this down. We're running flat. So you'll notice I'm kicking the blade over to windrow it out, put all that material here out over that way, and trying to carry it up into here so I can start to build the corner. I'm almost there, probably about an hour or so of pushing here, and then probably about half hour, 45 minutes pushing there. And then we go down around the corner, push it out across the culvert, make it look pretty, and this one is done. Oh, I gotta go get the post hole digger and put some holes in the ground for some posts. Then it's done. Okay, now I'm going to come up here and start contouring the corner so that it's going to come off flat, and then it's going to kind of do one of these things around through here. That's the plan anyway. So that's what I'm going to do now. I got this here cut about as good as I think I'm really going to get it. I got it flat. Before it was running about like that, but now it's flat. I drifted all this material from over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour the corner, and I'm going to just start pushing the material down and out. And if I need to, I'll turn around and kick the blade over and windrow it all out to the outside edge, make the thing nice and wide, then dozer work will be done. little minutes of pushing there, and this thing's starting to look pretty dang presentable. So it is 11:30. I think I'm gonna take my lunch and then get back to pushing. I'm gonna start, there's a little hump right here, so I'm gonna start where it's at, the cat's sitting, and start blending that down that way. And 'cause I gotta get it wider down at the bottom, so I'm gonna have to carry material down there. But now I'm just kind of gonna try and focus on getting it to be more of a single grade than anything else. It's still sinking down there where I filled in that gully. It's still sinking there, and it's gonna do that for a while. I know a bunch of people are probably saying, well, why didn't you put it in the lifts? Why didn't you put it in the lifts? Why didn't you put it in the lifts? If we were gonna be graveling this right behind this, then I would have had this thing here a lot sooner, and we would have been doing just that. We would have been putting it in lifts. We would have been shoving the material down off in there. But they're not going to use this road as a driveway for a few years. I mean, many years. So they just wanted something that they could get up and down better than the old driveway to begin with, before they really sank a whole heck of a lot of money into it. They really did not need a $20,000, $30,000 road. They just needed something blasted out real fast to be able to, you know, come up and down the road a little bit better. So over time, everywhere that I have filled in, it will compact and settle and get back to 100% compaction on its own. And this is the cheaper way of doing it. It's the less time intensive way of doing it. So yeah, it's gonna continue to sink right there in that spot for a few more years. But by the time they're ready to put the rock down and build their house, it'll be tighter than the bug's nuts. So it's like I'm always trying to tell everybody, you gotta kind of contour what you're doing with what the customer's budget and price is. Like I said, they didn't really want to go getting too terribly wild and crazy. They just needed something better than the old road to drive up, and now they've got that. So it's steep, but it's not as steep. That last little bit from right there down into there, I mean, that sucker was steeper than crap. So spend another, I'm thinking probably be done, wrapped up out of here about 3:30, 4 o'clock with the dozer. I'm thinking that's about all the time we're really going to need with it. As you can see, we've got this to where it's the track steer can blend it out. And I just need to carry this little hump here down around that corner. And then take that next little hump and shove it down to the other end of the road. And it's put fence posts in and get it checked. We're out of here. Down there cleaned up. As good as it's gonna get with track steer anyway. Randy and I might have to jump out there with the rake tomorrow to get the rest of it. But God, my windshield that dirty? No, it's on the inside. Anyway, we're done. Oh, a little bit of a bump. So, done. I might have to zip across it with the track steer just a little bit tomorrow after this settles in from being driven on for the night. But for the most part, there is really nothing more I can do outside of what we bid. Now, if this was, we were going to take this to finish, the next thing I'd be doing is I'd be coming in here with a blade, a roller, and a water truck. And I'd be pulling material from these edges where the edges of the road were actually going to be, and I'd start crowning it and ditching it. And for example, I'd run a ditch from here down the other side of my pickup off over into there for water to find its way down into there, and then there'd be a ditch right along in through here that it could take it out to the ditch next to the road to take it down and across. And then from over here around the corner, I'd run a ditch along the bank and probably kick the mold board out and slope that bank out real good with the mold board, pull all that material down and bring it down in there too. And then I'd basically crown this sucker to where all the water would just roll off that bank where the cat's sitting. There's a lot of material out there on the outside edge that could be brought over. I do all of that with a grader. A grader is so much better at moving material around and putting it where you want it than a dozer. A dozer is just made for pushing. You can grade real good with ones like that, but a dozer for the most part is just made for dozing. A blade, on the other hand, you can cut, you can fill, you can do so much more. And when we come back to finish this in a few years, that is more than likely what we will be bringing in here to do it, is a blade. Hopefully we'll own one by then. I really want to either go get a Lee Boy 635 or go full on Jeff Anderson and have a 14G. Haven't made up my mind. So anyway, I'm gonna put some fuel in the dozer there, head on down the hill, get some phone calls made, talk to the boys at New Tech, tell them they can come get that, and we'll be back tomorrow to put some holes in the ground, put some posts up, and haul the track steer off to the next little thing, whatever it might be. So if you've liked what you've seen, consider liking and subscribing, please. And we'll see you guys later.